life for the next 20 hours. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bones 5 YouTube channel on YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be taking on the hardest challenge in FNAF Into the Pit, achieving the true hardest good ending on Nightmare difficulty plus all of the worst advanced settings. Now, in order to understand what this challenge even is, let's first talk about Into the Pit itself, as it's way different from your traditional FNAF game. In this game, you play as a middle schooler named Oswald, and yes, that actually is his name. Dad, bro's name is Oswald. No way. Dude, he's gonna get murked. His name is Oswald. Oswald lives in a pretty run-down area, and his local pizza place is no different. However, by jumping into the ball pit at the very right end of the pizzeria, Oswald is magically teleported back in time to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, set in 1985. While exploring the area, Oswald encounters the Creature, looking very similar to Spring Bonnie. From this point forward, we're going to refer to the Creature as Freak Trap, because he's a little freaky, if you know what I mean. Freak Trap is the main antagonist for this entire game, and I would wager that this rabbit is one of the single hardest animatronics in the entirety of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. And by the end of this video, you will see why. Basically, Freak Trap has this insane obsession with Oswald for really no reason. He possesses his dad to torment him in both the past and the present, and it's our job to complete various tasks around the pizzeria and Oswald's hometown in order to save our father. Got all that? Good. Now, what do we actually do in Into the Pit? Well, a majority of the game is spent sneaking around various areas in order to avoid Freak Trap. Once he begins to chase you, you'll have to find somewhere to hide quick, as he gets exponentially faster and faster the longer you run from him. No, dude! If you hid before he entered a room, he'll just wander around looking for you and eventually move to a different room. But if he was actively pursuing you, you'll have to complete a minigame, usually involving a quick time event in order to stop Freak Trap from pursuing you. Along with Freak Trap, 3 of the 4 main animatronics return Into the Pit to attack us. In this game, they act more as ambient threats that just make Freak Trap more dangerous, as none of them can actually kill us. We'll talk more about each of them as we encounter them in-game, as they're all integral to their own specific nights. Once you complete Into the Pit for the first time, through any of the endings except the one where you just straight up leave the pizzeria, you unlock 2 extra difficulties, which are Terrifying and Nightmare. In Nightmare, you have almost no hiding spots, very limited decoys, every animatronic is at their max speed and AI, all of the mini-games within the hiding spots are as difficult as possible, and most importantly, permadeath is on. That's right, if you die at any point during this 1 to 2 hour long run, you will have to go all the way back to the very beginning of the game. However, we took this a step further. Along with having Nightmare as your base difficulty, you can move to the Advanced tab and remove every single decoy in the game and every possible hiding spot that is able to be removed. Doing this and getting the true 3-star ending is without a doubt the hardest challenge in this game. Now that we've explained the basics of this game and this challenge, let's get into the run. Into the Pit is split up into 2 main sections. Fetch quests around the pizzeria make up the bulk of the game, with additional sections that we have to escape Oswald's house during the night in between. The first thing you'll notice in this run is that I'm going fast, like really fast. Because we have to restart the game so frequently, as this is a permadeath run, I had gotten really fast at the beginning portion of the game, and at this point, I had basically developed a speedrun route for most of the game. So a lot of the strategies in this video will not only be time saves, but they'll also just make the run much easier. After skipping the 2 intro cutscenes, we immediately run to the far right edge of the pizzeria and head for the ball pit. It's very important to memorize the map of the pizzeria if you want to save as much time as possible. We'll go over each area in detail as we unlock them, but just as a quick reference, the ball pit will always be our escape point at the end of the nights, and is located in the bottom right corner of the pizzeria. After waking up in 1985 at Freddy's, our first goal is to immediately locate Chip and Mike at the center of the dining area. If you're bad with names, don't worry, we won't know these guys for very long. They'll invite you to play skee ball with them. You can either play along or just spam the throw button, the outcome is the same regardless. Mash through some more dialogue and intentionally get caught playing tag, then hide in the Fredbear suit, and we have our first encounter with Mr. Freaky Trap here. I promise by the end of this video, you will see why I think he's one of the hardest animatronics in the whole series. A few cutscenes later, and we've officially started the run with Freak Trap chasing us out of the party room. At the top right corner, the game will always tell you what the main objective of the night currently is. Escape is just code for run to the ball pit as fast as you can. At first, I actually thought this meant the front doors of the pizzeria, but no, Oswald literally cannot comprehend leaving the building in the past and just dies to Freak Trap.
It's this way, you fucking idiot. Fine, Chip and Mike. What the fuck? What are they gonna do, bro?
After returning to the present day, we have to take on the first house night. The goal here is to call Oswald's mom so she can help us with the giant freaky rabbit in the house. Like, seriously, what is this man doing? Oswald's house has a pretty simple layout. We have a 2x2 grid with some extensions on either corner. Before doing anything, head to the basement on the very right of the house in order to pick up the weight resistance mechanism and the rope, both items that will be relevant later. Now, you'll have to look at Freak Trap through the door on the bed to trigger Oswald to want to pick up the phone to distract him. There's a lot of these moments in the game where you know that you can progress or see an item that's necessary to the story, but you won't be able to pick it up or use it until you hit some invisible trigger. And this is where we run into our first problem. Remember that we don't have any distractions in this house. As we turn them